got the setup going. Can you see it? We've got fall ambiance in the background. Not that it matters, but you like my new setup? It's gonna change in a few days, but this is all of my TBR books. If you watch that video, you know. But hi, I'm Kimora, and welcome to today's video. And on today's video, we are doing a September TBR. It's currently September 14th. I hate when it does that. When I'm recording this video, I was gonna do a fall TBR, but then I realized I don't want to read all of these books, and there are many more books that I want that aren't on this TBR, but I want to read between this month and next month. So yes, I'm sick. Ignore it. I'm gonna hold your hand while we ignore it, and we're just gonna get into today's video. So there are five books that I don't have currently, and there are the rest of the stack of the books that I do have currently. I added some of these to my TBR because the month is halfway over, and so I have read some of these books. So without further ado, we're gonna get into the video. So the first book we have on this list is A Silent Patient. If I did my job correctly, all of the books should be right here, or right here. I'm left-handed, so right here. And I didn't hear good recommendations about that book. I did DNF The Fury by the same author, but I can't wait to read that book this month if I do get it, because I don't currently have it. The second book we have is The Coworker by Freida McFadden. I read my first ever book by Freida McFadden. I read it last month. It was Never Lie by her, and I like the plot twist of that one. So I can't wait to read my second ever Freida McFadden book. And next we have The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. I heard that the rest of the series is not good after this one, so I think I'm just gonna read this one and then not read the rest of them. If you hear that, that's Shrek. In the background, that's Shrek. I can't do anything yet about it. I turned it down. Okay, bear with me. The last book that I don't have is The Inmate by Freida McFadden. So we have two back-to-back choices from her. Let's hope we get both. I don't know either one of the books from her that I want to get are about, but I can't wait to read them. So I hope you hold my hand while we read them together. It's so hot in here. I'm getting a sweat stash. And now we move on to the books that I do have in my possession. She's in a little stack over here. You Again by Kate Goldbeck. I know that this is like maybe a second chance romance, because when I opened the book, it had like post timestamps. There was one that took place like a decade ago, and then there was another one at the end that said 1 year later. So I'm 80% sure this might be like a second chance at romance. And I think that this is a friends to lovers / second chance at romance. Good golly. Oh my God, she's so pretty. The Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy by Stephanie Garber. I wish I had I'm currently in the middle of reading this, so I wish I would have recorded my reactions to these, but I started reading these at the most random time of the day, and then I looked really ugly while reading them. I was crying. I was doing everything underneath the sun. So I'm currently in the middle of the last one, and I stopped to record this for you guys. So say thank you. You're welcome. So we have Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. Yeah. Then we have The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. Currently, I like this one over the first one. And we've got A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. She's so cute. I'm not realizing that these have stuff on the side of them. And now, I'm gonna finish off the romance. There's only one more left. I was gonna say the first book was a romance. Wild Card by Elsie Silver. I got this the day that it came out because I put it on pre-order like a week before. And I cannot say whether or not I have read the book yet, but if I have, you'll see at the end of the month if I have or have not read it yet. So, but I think this is my favorite cover out of the whole series. Even if it's, might not, maybe it is my favorite book of the whole series. You'll never know. You might never know. And I guess we'll do this one next. My first ever Riley Sager book, The House Across the Lake. I had to look in my phone to see. I had to look in my phone to see what the title was called. The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I know that this is about a woman. She is a widow. When I tried to record this for the first time, this was on my TBR. So, this was on my TBR to read. I know this follows a widow. She goes to a family cabin, I believe, and some stuff goes down. I self-censor there. And I believe some stuff goes down. I'm not quite sure, but we have The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. This is a really short TBR list, I feel. Then we have The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. I really want to read the next one because I'm rather intrigued, so we have to get through this one. I have tried to start reading this at the end of August, but I did not get a good chunk of the way through. It's on my, not on my Goodreads, it's on my Kindle app, but I did get through the first, I think I got through the first half of the first chapter. I didn't realize the font was so tiny and so close together. I don't like that, if you can tell. But we have The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. I already said that. I know this follows, we all know if you're in the reading community, but for those of you who don't know, this follows a defense attorney and her husband has a mistress, and they go up to a lake cabin and they engage in affairs. Him and his mistress engage in affairs, and she dies. And so Sarah, our main character, is defending Adam against the murder of his mistress. I don't know if she thinks he did it or she's just being a good lawyer. I don't know if he did it or not. That has never been spoiled for me, like a lot of other things in a lot of other books. Transition. One of two of the more kid books, and by kid I mean younger than YA, because I firmly believe YA should be 16 through like 20. That seems like young adult, because you don't become an adult until you're 18. So I don't know why we say YA is 12 through 16. Who made that up? Let's not get into that. I have problems with that. So we have the first Harry Potter book, The Sorcerer's Stone. I did read these books growing up. They were read to me, so I want to just reread the first one. That's it. I don't want to reread the whole series. I was gonna originally put the whole series on my TBR for this month, but then I put the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, and I was like, why are you so obsessed with me? And I was like, let's just read this one. I was gonna read my favorite one in the series, but that didn't really make sense, so we're just gonna read one. And I was thinking like maybe we can do one once a month where I reread the series. You don't have to agree. That's okay. Calm down. and then we have the last book. I told you it was a short TBR list. We have Coraline by Neil Gaiman. I don't know. We all know what Coraline is. It follows a girl named Coraline. She moves into this house. It's kind of like an apartment, is how they explain it in the movies. It's kind of like an apartment complex where there's someone on the first floor, someone on the second floor, which is Coraline, and then Mrs. Finks and Mrs. Forceful on the third floor. And she basically finds this door, and it's bricked up, but at night it transforms into a tunnel, and it leads her to the another world with her other mother, where they want to sew buttons into her eyes and keep her forever. But she finds out that that's not really a good idea. And when I first got this book, I did not realize in the reflection at a certain angle you can see all this stuff. And I have read this one already. I read it at the beginning of the month, and I genuinely did like this. Spoiler alert, YB is not a character in this book. That was spoiled for me long before I read the book. That's not a problem. I genuinely enjoyed my time. The book has illustrations, like all good books do, of like the important moments. And so I'm very thankful, because I suck at I suck at like picturing things. So I'm very thankful for the illustrator who's on the book. Dave McKenna. I think that's his name. You see that? Shout out to him. And so that's it. I know this is a shorter video. I know my other 2 videos have been rather long, but I just wanted to do this video for you. I just wanted to come on and say thank you for watching. And these are all of my books. All help 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. These are all 9 of them. Let me see if I can get it on. See, this is why I didn't pick up the whole Harry Potter series, because when I originally tried to do this for like the fall TBR, I could barely pick up the whole Harry Potter series in one go. You like them, you love to see them.